The most valuable rookie cards, part 7B. This is the part 2 of inspirational stories in the face of adversity and the Tony Canigliaro Award. Today, we're going to discuss players that may not be as well known as the ones we talked about in part 1, but nonetheless, their stories are intriguing, interesting, many times sad, but in the long run, it shows you some courage that allowed these players to come back and continue to play in spite of adversity. One player was Jim Eisenreich. He was an outfielder, first baseman, designated hitter, started out with the Twins. He had Tourette syndrome, which is basically motor tics, and you can read what is Tourette syndrome. And not only do you have motor tics, but you have vocal tics. In 1980, he was the 402nd pick of the Minnesota Twins. He made his major league debut in 1982 with the Twins, and he was the first recipient of the Tony Canigliaro Award, which started in 1990, and this is a card responding to the fact that his condition with Tourette's and the Tony Canigliaro Award. He missed because of Tourette's. 1984 to 1987, he went into voluntary retirement while undergoing treatment for that Tourette's. He played for the Twins, the Royals, the Phillies, the Marlins, and the Dodgers. In 1997, he was in the World Series playing for the Marlins, but in 1998, he retired, and his career was an average of 291, 52 home runs, and 477 RBI. So he was the first winner of the Tony Canigliaro Award. 1986, Kent Mercker was a reliever, right-handed pitcher for the Braves from 1989 to 2001. He was the 5th draft pick of the Braves in 1986. He made his major league debut with the Braves in 1989. He won the Tony Canigliaro Award as a result of his recovering from a cerebral hemorrhage, which is a bleed out in the brain. He combined with 2 other members of the Atlanta Braves for a no-hitter in 1991 and came back in 1994 and pitched a solo no-hitter. He was a part of the Atlanta Braves World Series championship in 1995. He played for 9 teams over his 17-year career: the Braves, the Orioles, the Indians, the Reds, the Cardinals, the Red Sox, the Angels, the Rockies, and the Cubs. Quite a journeyman. In 2008, he retired with the Reds, and you can see his career stats on his card, which were 1 loss of 74.67, 4.18 ERA, and 917 strikeouts. Graham Lloyd was a left-handed pitcher. He signed as a non-amateur free agent with the Blue Jays in 1988. In 1993, he made his major league debut with the Brewers. He was the 3rd Australian to pitch in the major leagues and first to be in a World Series. Twice he was in the World Series, 1996 and 1998 with the Yankees. In the year 2000, he missed due to arthroscopic surgery on his shoulder. In 2000, his wife succumbed to Crohn's disease and passed away at the age of 26. 2001, he was awarded the Tony Canigliaro Award. He played for the Brewers, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Expos, the Marlins, the Mets, the Royals, and his career stats were 1 loss of 30-36, 4.04 ERA, and 304 strikeouts. James Mercker was a right-handed pitcher starting out with the Mariners, pitched from 1998 to 2005. He was born with a defect, which was a bilateral club feet, had surgeries. One of his legs was an inch shorter, and the calf was half its normal size, and he tended to limp. In 1991, he was the 84th draft pick of the Mariners, and he made his debut with the Mariners in 1998. He was mentioned in the movie Moneyball when he played with the Oakland A's between 2000 and 2004. In 2003, he won the Tony Canigliaro Award, played for the Mariners, Yankees, Devil Rays, Oakland A's, and Marlins, retired in 2005, and his career was a 1 loss of 29 and 35, 3.77 ERA, and 450 strikeouts. Tony Saunders was a left-handed pitcher, came up with the Devil Rays, played from 1997 to 1999. In 1992, he attended an open tryout and bypassed the amateur draft and re-signed with the A's. In 1994, he had reconstructive surgery on his elbow. In 1997, he was taken in the expansion draft by the Devil Rays and made his major league debut. In 1999, while pitching, his arm snapped and he collapsed on the mound. What he was experiencing was a broken humerus and torn ligaments. In 1999, he retired at the age of 26. His career was 13 and 14 wins and losses, 4.56 ERA, and 305 strikeouts. In 2000, he won the Tony Canigliaro Award. And in 2005, he announced his attempt at a comeback after signing with the Orioles. John Lackey may be the best known of this group of pitchers. He was a right-handed pitcher with the Angels, 2002 to 2017. In 1999, he was the 68th draft pick by the Angels, came up and had his major league debut in 2002 with the Angels, at which time he won with the team the World Series. He had a ERA leading for the American League in 2007. 2012, he had ulnar collateral surgery, or Tommy John surgery. He came back in 2013 and had the most innings ever pitched following Tommy John surgery. You can see the list and some of these individuals we mentioned previously, but in 2013, he pitched 205 1/3 innings after Tommy John surgery. Very durable pitcher, obviously. He had 200 innings pitched 6 times in his career. He won the Tony Canigliaro Award in 2013, and he won the World Series with the Red Sox. 2016, he won the World Series with the Cubs. In 2018, he retired with a career of 188 and 147, 1 loss, 392 ERA, and 2,294 strikeouts. Chris Carpenter, again, maybe a better known pitcher on this list, was a right-handed pitcher, career 1997 to 2012. In 1993, at 6'6", a very tall, dominating pitcher. He was 15th draft pick by the Blue Jays. He made his major league debut with the Jays in 1997, but had injuries and ineffectiveness as a pitcher, which has delayed his career success. He missed 5 full seasons because of injuries. In 2005, he won the Cy Young Award. In 2006, he was in a World Series with the Cardinals, and also in 2011, he was in a World Series. 2007 to 2009, he continued to be plagued by injuries, had 3 surgeries on his elbow, Tommy John surgery being one, and had 2 surgeries on his shoulder and 1 surgery on the ribs. In 2009, he won Comeback Player of the Year on the Tony Canigliaro Award. In 2012, he had thoracic outlet surgery. 2013, he retired, and his career was 144 and 94, 3.76 ERA, 1,697 strikeouts. 3 times he was an All-Star, 2 times in the World Series, won the Cy Young, and was the ERA leader. R.A. Dickey was a right-hand pitcher, started out with the Rangers, pitched from 2001 to 2017. At age 8, he was sexually abused by a 33-year-old babysitter, and as a result of this trauma, he struggled with suicidal thoughts. In 1996, he was the 18th draft pick of the Rangers, made his major league debut with the Rangers. 2006, he was missing his ulnar collateral ligament and switched his forkball to a knuckleball. In 2011, he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro to raise awareness for human trafficking in India. In 2012, he was the first knuckleballer to win the Cy Young and also won the Tony Canigliaro Award that year. In 2012, there was a book written, Where I Wound Up, and then another book called Throwing Strikes in 2013. He played for the Mariners, Twins, Mets, and Jays. He retired with the Braves in 2018, and his career was 120 and 118, 4.04 ERA, 1,477 strikeouts, won the Cy Young, had a Golden Glove, was a strikeout leader in the National League, and an All-Star. Aaron Cook was a right-hand pitcher for the Rockies, career 2002 to 2012. 1997, he was the 70th draft pick by the Rockies, made his major league debut with the Rockies in 2002. In 2004, he experienced dizziness, shortness of breath due to blood clot in his right shoulder and ended his season. In 2005, he won the Tony Canigliaro Award. In 2007, he signed a 3-year, $30 million contract. 2008, he was an All-Star. In 2010, he experienced a non-displaced fracture, ending his season. Spent time in the minors with the Red Sox and Phillies and was released in 2011. His career was 76 and 79, 4.60 ERA, and 578 strikeouts. Rocco Baldelli was an outfielder, designated hitter, came up with the Rays, was in the majors from 2003 to 2010. In 2000, he was a 6th draft pick by the Rays with a 2.25 signing bonus, $1 million signing bonus. 2003, made his major league debut with the Rays and was 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting. In 2005, he tore his ACL as well as having Tommy John surgery and missed 1.5 seasons. In 2008, he was diagnosed with mitochondrial channelopathy. This is a metabolic and muscle disorder causing softening of tissue and injury to that tissue, muscle cramps, and severe fatigue. You can see in the little diagram exactly what this complicated term is, and that is that basically the receptors are shut down and they can't perform the action of the energy machinery of the muscles. So therefore, a lot of fatigue and injuries. In 2009, he was traded to the Boston, into the Rays, and forced to end his career due to disability at the age of 29. 2008, he won the Tony Canigliaro Award, and his career was a batting average of 278, 60 home runs, and 262 RBIs. In 2019, he managed the Twins, and he was the youngest manager ever to win Manager of the Year, which he did at age 38. 2002, Rich Hill, left-handed pitcher for the Cubs, pitched from 2005 and is currently still in the league. He was drafted in 1999, 6th round, in 2001 again in the 7th round, and 2002 he was the 112th pick by the Cubs. 2005 he made his major league debut with the Cubs. He had frequent injuries throughout his career, including elbow, Tommy John surgery, and disabling blisters. You'll notice I kind of put in red Tommy John surgery. Just shows you how common this particular surgery is. And remember, prior to Tommy John, you had that ended your career, and you're seeing many of these players go well beyond their career, as we've shown in other players' histories. 2014, his 2-month-old son died of a genetic brain disorder called lissencephaly, very complicated condition, very sad circumstance for Rich Hill. He was the first time a pitcher pulled late, that means in the 7th inning, with a perfect game in reach. The other pitcher was Kershaw. In 2016, he was given a 3-year, $48 million contract. Again, in 2017, he was the first pitcher since 1906 lefty left field to lose a decision despite throwing 9 innings without 1 or less hits and no walks. As you can see, very few pitchers have done that, and there's a list of the ones that have. 2019, he was arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. The charges were dropped. 2019, he won the Tony Canigliaro Award. 2021, his father died of COVID. He played for the Cubs, Orioles, Red Sox, Angels, Yankees, A's, Dodgers, Twins, Rays, and Mets. He's quite a journeyman. And his career was 82 and 59, 3.85 ERA, and 1,294 strikeouts. Wilson, the Buffalo Ramos, was a catcher for the Twins. His career spanned from 2010 to the present. He was originally from Venezuela and therefore not part of the amateur draft, but a non-draft free agent. Came up with the Twins in 2004. 2010 was his major league debut with the Twins. In 2011, in Venezuela, he was kidnapped at gunpoint from his mother's home. Police, 50 hours later, rescued Ramos under gunfire. So pretty horrific experience for the young man. 2014, he won the Tony Canigliaro Award. In 2016 and 2018, he was an All-Star. 2016, he won the Silver Sluggers Award, and he played for the Twins, Nationals, Rays, Phillies, Mets, Tigers, Indians, and also the Twins. His career was .271 average, 13 home runs, 534 RBIs, and in 2022, presently, he's a free agent. 2005, Yangervi Flardam was a utility infielder. His career spanned from 2014 to 2019. He was from Venezuela. 2005, he signed as a free agent with the Twins at almost 18 years old. 2013, he was a free agent to the Yankees. 2014, he made his major league debut, which you see he came up with the Yankees, but his debut was, or his rookie year was with San Diego. In 2016, he won the Canigliaro Award. His wife of 31 passed away from cancer, leaving him with 3 children. In 2019, he had a tendency to not hustle or not run out ground balls. 2019, he left the major leagues and played for the Hanshin Twins in Japan. His career was batting average of 188, home runs 4, and RBIs 9. Mitch Harris is a right-handed pitcher for the Cardinals, 2015 to 2017. Very interesting background because he was in the U.S. Naval Academy. In fact, he was the first graduate from the Naval Academy since the major leagues since 1921, and therefore the second to do so. He had a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. In 2007, he was drafted by Atlanta in the 27th round, but in 2008, it was a 395th pick of the Cardinals, but could not pitch in the major leagues because of commitment to the Navy until 2013. In 2008, he graduated and served those 5 years. In 2015, he had his major league debut with the Cardinals and won the Tony Canigliaro Award. In 2016, he had a groin injury as well as ulnar collateral surgery on his arm, primary repair or ulnar UCL with internal brace construction, as you see in that diagram, and he was released and retired in 2017. His career was 2-1, 3.67 ERA, and 15 strikeouts. Stephen Piscotty, an outfielder for the Cardinals, played from 2015 to the present. 2019, he was the 45th round Dodgers, but he 9 attended Stanford, and the 36th draft pick of the Cardinals. In 2015, he made his major league debut, had a collision in the outfield and injured his head, but no concussion. His 2016 rookie, he got a 6-year, $33.75 million contract. He was hit by the ball 3 times in one at bat, including running the bases, and passed the concussion test and was put on the disabled list. 2018, he fortunately, his mother's death to ALS, which is Lou Gehrig's disease, very horrific existence and demise. In 2018, he won the Tony Canigliaro Award, dealing with adversity of her death. 2022, he's a free agent. His career totals are 255, 93 home runs, and 354 RBIs. Obviously, he wasn't drafted in 2019. It was 2009 when there's a typo there. 2006, Daniel Bard. He was right-handed pitcher for the Red Sox. Still in the league. In 2003, he was the 604th draft by the Yankees. He declined until the 28th draft pick by the Red Sox in 2006. 2009, he made his major league debut with the Red Sox. and he had a 102-mile fastball. He had in 2011, he had 25 consecutive scoreless appearances, which is a Red Sox record. 2011, he ended the season with a 10.61 ERA and a one-loss record of 0-4. Horrific pitching for a person who had such a great career, but he struggled from the yips, which we've talked about in previous YouTubes. Couldn't just, for various reasons, probably anxiety, get the ball across the plate and throw strikes. He played for the Cubs, Rangers, Pirates, Cardinals, Mets, and Diamondbacks. In 2017, he retired. In 2020, he earned a spot in the Rockies with a $4.5 million contract and got the Comeback Player of the Year. In 2021, he won the Tony Conigliaro Award, and his career at this point is 27-33, 3.64 ERA, 428 strikeouts, and 65 saves. So we've gone now through these two Part A and Part B Tony Conigliaro Awards and mentioned most of them. You'll see in the blue are four that just weren't mentioned for no particular reason. That being 1995, Scott Rosinski, Hodgkin's lymphoma, and Duane Brazelton, 2004, a knee and again Tommy John surgery. You have 2010, Joaquin Benoit, disabled for 1 year with rotator cuff tear, and then 2011, Toby Campana with Hodgkin's lymphoma. So if you are interested in learning additional information about the baseball card industry, the history of baseball cards, profiting and investing in baseball cards, or ideas to bring the fun back to collecting, be sure to follow us below. Feel free to view our library of YouTube videos, and please take a moment to hit the subscribe button. Also, check out our eBay store, where we have available for sale many of the cards shown in these videos.